Hi guys, this is DM&C. Welcome to our channel. Subscribe and don't forget to the bell icon. Before he was a legend, before he filled arenas with cheering fans and anthematic hits, before there was Queen or even Freddie Mercury, there was Farrokh Bulsara, a quiet boy born to Parsi parents in Zanzibar and dispatched to boarding school in a hill station not far from Bombay in India. For Ajay, Goyal and Subhash Gudka, who studied at St. Peter's School in Panchgani and knew Freddie Mercury before he was famous, the memories are fresh. The Bulsaras were relatively rich. Mercury's father was a cashier at Zanzibar's British Colonial office and could afford to send him to a British-style boarding school across the Arabian Sea. There were about 60 of us East Africa students traveling to India to study then, recalls Gudka, who attended the boarding school from 1958 to 1962 and would have been a few classes ahead of Mercury. For the school year, we'd take the same ship to India, he boarding at Zanzibar and me at Mombasa. I'd join him in the first class. Like everyone else from the time, Gudka remembers him as shy, not terribly chatty, but already displaying a flair for music. Goyal was in class with Mercury for 2 years and says every batch had 3 to 5 kids who signed up for music lessons. I took up the violin, but he was already good at piano. Both remembered the 5-member school band, the Hectics. It was the era of Cliff Richards, Elvis Presley, Cooney Francis, and Pat Boone, says Goyal. Other members, Derek Branch, Bruce Murray, Farrokh Irani, and Victory Rana, ended up pursuing careers in film and television, music, restaurants, and the military. No one would have guessed that one would grow up to be among the world's greatest rock stars, a man with millions of fans. He was shy but never a nobody, Goyal recalls. We'd call him Bucky for his protruding teeth, but only because we were kids who didn't know any better. It's probably why in the only picture I have of him, he's kneeling, happy to avoid the attention. Mercury moved back to Zanzibar a few years later. In 1964, the family fled to East Africa for London during the Zanzibar Revolution. I remembered that he didn't want to leave India, Gudka says. When they got famous, I recognized him immediately, says Gudka. I'd like to think that his time in school had given him the independence and confidence he displayed. Goyal, on the other hand, didn't know his classmate was famous until 3 years ago when he made the connection between Farrokh and Freddie on the school's alumni page. I'd heard of Freddie Mercury, of course, but I'd never made the connection with Farrokh. I was living in Montreal, Canada when Queen played there. I would have attended the concert if I'd known if it was him, he says with regret. It was a sad moment to have discovered at the same time that a childhood friend had reached the top of the game but had also passed away in 1991 of complications from AIDS. I wish I'd met him, Goyal says.